Hello from Philville. This is Phil's yard. Matter of fact, it's a guy named Phil. What a cool name. He's a really cool guy, too. I'm friends with his brother. This whole family has always been good to me. Look at the walnut trees, full of walnuts. Never did like messing with them. But here we are, we're at our yard. We're going to figure out what to do. So the first thing you do before you mess with them is you go looking at them. So everybody should have guards at the door. If they don't have guards, they're out of whack, something's wrong. Everybody's doing okay. Here's one. That is interesting. So all those bees flying around. If they're not charging in, there's not a lot of fighting. That means they're not robbing. What they're doing is they are having a bunch of bees that are coming out flying for the first time. They're all being friendly. Nobody's fighting. This is a neat thing. You see that board? I had that board all the way against there. And for all the teamwork of those bees, they pushed that thing out. Look at that, how big that is. Imagine if that was like a log and a bunch of humans trying to push it. Because I had this where it was a little bitty entrance right there. So what you do is you go down through here and you look. I made a mistake. I forgot daggone lid. I was supposed to bring lids to be able to make go from nukes into deep. So I have 2 or 3 of them that need that done. And daggone it, I forgot a lid again. I forgot a lid yesterday too. What you do, you walk your yard, you're looking for problems. You're looking for bad lids, bad equipment. If you have equipment that is bowed up and you see a bunch of, bees can come in and out, that's bad. You're looking to see if somebody didn't eat all their food. I see everybody's empty besides this one. And then if you look, that's a bad sign. If you look, they only got a few little bees. They are gardening. And while they hear me out here talking, there are more of them's coming out. So they're just weak. Here's the same thing. Look, they had one entrance and they pushed that board out. See, I like to restrict the entrance, keep them down. What you do, you walk your yard, you're looking for problems, looking for low population. This is mid-September. If you see this one's doing great. So you can watch them. All kinds of bees are flying in. They're bringing pollen after pollen after pollen. They're all just flying in, they're working pollen. It's real dry in Ohio. I don't think we have any. I'm a gardener. I do not like grasshoppers. Them suckers are tearing my garden up. I kill them when I get a chance. So I've messed up again. I did not bring lids on this one either. I'm sure I'm gonna have to come back. But everybody's out of food, so what you want to do this time of year is you want to see how they're doing on strength. Feed 918. Don't feed till 918. When you get to your hives this time of year, you're looking to make sure that they're growing in stores. But you don't want to fill up the brood nest where it's all full of sugar water. I call that funny honey. And if you do, then your bees won't have anywhere to lay and it just triggers them to swarm. They'll swarm this time of year and the queen will leave. Then since there's such a low amount of drones, they may not they probably won't re-queen. Then you've killed your own hive. So when you're feeding, you got to go in, you got to lift them. And if they feel very heavy, it may be worth a look and see if they have room in the brood chamber. You want to start looking at the outside of the brood chamber and you're looking for empty comb. For some reason, sometimes they will fill, let's say if you have 10 frames, they'll fill the six on each side. They'll fill that up with honey and they won't go no farther. So what you do is you move out to the outside, bring the empty comb, hopefully you have full empty comb, bring it into the inside and put it right next to the edge of the brood chamber on both sides if you can. That will incorporate them grow in the brood chamber. And you don't want to separate your brood this time of year if it's going to get cold in the night, anything 50 and below. You don't want to separate that because then, they'll stay on that brood and then they may get too cold and they may die. So this is a little pointer for what to do in September, how to check your yard. I'm newer to YouTube. I have 45 plus hives. I'm on my way to being a big sideliner next year. My goal is to get to 100. That's my goal for next year, to end the year with 100 going into this time of year, really into October. And you can watch me on my journey. I get addicted to whatever I'm doing and I give it all I got. And I've went from 4 to 19 last year, from 19 to 48 this year. Now I'm shrinking, going to end up at about 40. And next year I'm going to make them into 100. If you want to buy bees, I do sell bees. The ones that I'm selling are very friendly. I don't breed out of anything that isn't friendly. I make my own queens, and they're very prolific and do a good job. And some of them are very, very nice. You can't hardly make some of them sting you. Some of them not so much, because you can't control. I can't yet control how they are being bred with drones, but I'm gonna start working on that next year, to where I start surrounding my main yard where I do most of my breeding with my own hives, and that'll even make it even better. If you want to get some Philville honeybees or Philville honey, contact me. I hope you're blessed. Have a great day.